going to Baku. This is Delhi airport, so we are boarding the flight from here. This is my very, very dear friend Nizami. Azerbaijan is another country, so we'll tell you about that later.
Hi, welcome to Ridzi Ventures and welcome to the first episode of my Azerbaijan series. In this episode, I would cover various flight options, how to get your visa done, the best local SIM option and what I did on day 1 of my Baku trip. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so far. With that, let's start episode 1 of my Azerbaijan series. Azerbaijan is a Eurasian country, which means it is at the crossroads of both Europe and Asia. I wanted to see Azerbaijan, mainly Baku, as it seamlessly blends history with modernity. It has the magnificent Caspian Sea and the majestic Caucasus Mountain, the bustling Nizami street, a shopping paradise. And as a former student of literature, I wanted to see the statue of the writer behind Laila Majnu. Let's talk about its location. So Azerbaijan is a landlocked country surrounded by Russia, Georgia, Armenia, Iran and Turkey. Its capital is Baku, which is also known as the city of winds because of the winds which continues to blow. Baku is also known as the black gold capital because of the boom of its oil industry. Now coming to airlines, your entry point to Baku is through Hyder Aliyev International Airport. Direct flights are only from Mumbai and Delhi. You can opt for Indigo, Azerbaijan Airlines or Jazeera Airlines. A round trip from these two cities should cost you little less than 40,000 if you book much ahead of time. Now coming to my trip, I took an Indigo flight from Bangalore to Delhi and from Delhi took another flight to Baku. The food at Delhi Airport Lounge was really awesome. This is going to be my first trip with Nima and both of us are super excited about it. Now we are on to our 5-hour flight to Baku. As we all know, Indigo is a budget airline, so that way the flight was quite comfortable with food being served. Oh, I must mention that both of us are doing this trip with SOTC, and that is how Baku looks from my flight window. After reaching Hyder International Airport, the immigration was just a breeze. All we were asked to show was our visa and our passport stamped, and we were asked to collect our luggage. Please note that Indians do need visa for Azerbaijan and there is no visa on arrival. However, there is e-visa for Indians. So let me tell you how you can apply for your e-visa. This is the website for applying for e-visa for Azerbaijan. I will leave the link in the description box. You have this option of choosing between single entry visa and urgent e-visa. Single entry visa comes within 3 working days, while urgent e-visa comes within a few hours. Once you click on single entry visa application, this is the page that opens up. Select your nationality, then select the kind of passport that you have, which is ordinary passport for most of us. Single entry would be auto selected. Enter your verification code, which brings you to this page asking the purpose of your visit. Select tourism if that is your purpose. Then this e-visa validity period would be shown, which you can tweak in according to your travel date. Please note that the e-visa is given for a stretch of 3 months, but at a stretch you can stay only for 30 days. Continue and come to the next page where they will ask you all personal details. Fill up all the details that they have asked for and then continue and come to the section which they ask for address of accommodation in Azerbaijan. Please mention your hotel details here and give a copy of your passport. Pay the fee, which is 25 USD for a single entry visa application, and just submit. And within 3 working days, the e-visa would be in your mailbox. It's that simple. We have collected our luggage. Now let's just step out. We're outside the airport now. Let me show you how marvelous is the architecture of the airport. We reached our hotel, Diamond Hotel. This is our twin sharing room. I'll show you the exterior of the hotel tomorrow morning, and it's quite dark outside now. Good morning to day 1 of my Baku trip. So we are at the restaurant having breakfast before we step out to explore the beautiful city of Baku. I'm just outside my hotel. Let me show you this area and how our hotel looks from outside. Yes, that's our hotel. After reaching Hyder International Airport, the immigration was just a breeze. All we were asked to show was our visa and our passport stamped, and we were asked to collect our luggage. Please note that Indians do need visa for Azerbaijan and there is no visa on arrival. However, there is e-visa for Indians. So let me tell you how you can apply for your e-visa. This is the website for applying for e-visa for Azerbaijan. I will leave the link in the description box. You have this option of choosing between single entry visa and urgent e-visa. Single entry visa comes within 3 working days, while urgent e-visa comes within a few hours. Once you click on single entry visa application, this is the page that opens up. Select your nationality, then select the kind of passport that you have, which is ordinary passport for most of us. Single entry would be auto selected. Enter your verification code, which brings you to this page asking the purpose of your visit. Select tourism if that is your purpose. Then this e-visa validity period would be shown, which you can tweak in according to your travel date. Please note that the e-visa is given for a stretch of 3 months, but at a stretch you can stay only for 30 days. Continue and come to the next page where they will ask you all personal details. Fill up all the details that they have asked for and then continue and come to the section which they ask for address of accommodation in Azerbaijan. Please mention your hotel details here and give a copy of your passport. Pay the fee, which is 25 USD for a single entry visa application, and just submit. And within 3 working days, the e-visa would be in your mailbox. It's that simple. We have collected our luggage. Now let's just step out. We're outside the airport now. Let me show you how marvelous is the architecture of the airport. We reached our hotel, Diamond Hotel. This is our twin sharing room. I'll show you the exterior of the hotel tomorrow morning, and it's quite dark outside now. Good morning to day one of my Baku trip. So we are at the restaurant having breakfast before we step out to explore the beautiful city of Baku. I'm just outside my hotel. Let me show you this area and how our hotel looks from outside. Yes, that's our hotel. This was our bus for the entire duration of our Baku trip, and our first day of Baku exploration starts. Being a Eurasian country, Baku has a very European vibe to it. Its cobble streets, stone buildings, skyscrapers, high street fashion outlets, and Europe-themed boulevards give it a very European aura. No wonder Baku is called the Paris of the Caucasus. Now let's talk about the currency. The currency of Azerbaijan is manat. One manat is around 50 rupees. Please note that you won't get manat in India. You have to carry dollars or euros from India, which you can convert into manat in Azerbaijan, or you can withdraw from a ATM there. I mostly use my cards for payment in Azerbaijan. If you want to convert your euros and dollars into manat, do a small amount from the airport and more from local markets, as the latter give you a better conversion rate. Now let's talk about SIM and data plan. If you are looking at a local SIM, you can opt for Azaz-Cell. It gives you around 10 GB data for around 30 days for around 15 manat, which is around 750 rupees. Look for the Azaz-Cell outlet at Nizami Street. It gives you the best data plan. You can also opt for eSIM if your phone supports it. I took a metric SIM as it is operational in Azerbaijan as well as the next country that I would be visiting. I also had my Airtel international roaming enabled during my entire trip. We are now approaching Hyder Aliyev Center, which is going to be the first stop of the day. Since its independence in 1991, Azerbaijan has invested heavily in modernizing Baku's infrastructure and architecture. This modern architecture is a far cry from the gigantic Russian architecture of its pre-independence era. What is very unique about this architecture is that it has no straight lines, it has only curved lines. This museum cum exhibition center is named after the country's third president, and it is designed by the illustrious Iraqi-British architect Zaha Hadid. Zaha Hadid architect was appointed as a design architect of this center following a competition in 2007. Some say the architecture looks like a wave, others say it looks like a sand dune. Let me know in the comment section about your thoughts about the architecture. This I Live Baku sign is a favorite photo op. I also tried getting a few videos and pics clicked here. But the gusty winds was continuously blowing my hat away. No wonder Baku is called the city of winds. I still managed to get a few clicks holding my hat steady. Now let's get inside the museum now. The entrance fees is 15 manat, which is around 750 rupees. I am inside the museum now. It is spread over 57,500 meters square. Everything is dazzlingly white here. Look at the unique piece of modern art there. Interestingly, the center was designed to become the primary building for the nation's cultural programs. This architectural marvel has won London Design Museum's prestigious Design of the Year award. Let's climb up and explore further.
How beautiful it is. Now I'm going to go up and show my dear viewers what is there upstairs. Look at the scenic architecture.
It is said that around $250 million was spent on building this, and around 1,000 visitors come here every day. This is the map of Azerbaijan. Look carefully. It looks like a bird flying towards the sea. Its beak is the Absaron Peninsula. Now let's take you to various sections. This is a section on musical instruments. The musical instrument exhibits are quite interesting. There is a section on dolls which was also quite fascinating. This section is on traditional attire. So how many of you know that sherwani, which you see Indian men wearing during festivals, is actually from Sherwan region of Azerbaijan? Okay, I am on my way out now. I didn't have that much of time to have a look at the vintage car museum one level down. Do keep at least 2 hours in hand to explore the museum properly. This is the cute cafeteria on the way out. Even this does not have any straight lines, only curved structure. Come to the museum not to see the artifacts but to marvel at the architecture. We have arrived at Flame Towers. This is a group of 3 skyscrapers. The 3 buildings consist of residential apartments, a hotel tower and office blocks. The 3 flame-shaped towers are a reference to Azerbaijan's nickname, the Land of Fire. The main contractor for the project was Dia Holdings, and the height of the tallest tower is 182 meters. This was built at a cost of $350 million. It is a sheer delight to see the flame towers after sunset when the LED screens illuminate the night sky with their light shows. That's Azerbaijan's flag fluttering in front of you. The blue represents Azerbaijan's Turkish identity. The red represents progress and the green represents Islam, which is Azerbaijan's majority religion. And on my left side you can see the Martyr's Mosque. Let's climb up and go to Martyr's Lane, formerly known as Kirov Park. This is a war memorial dedicated to those killed in 1990 clashes with Soviet Union's Red Army in Azerbaijan's struggle for independence. This was a married couple who became hapless victims of the massacre. Once buried here are perceived as heroes and martyrs of Azerbaijan's independence struggle. The deceased share the same death anniversary, which is 28th January 1990. Some of the burials are without any names. While walking on the Martyr's Lane, on the left side are the burials of some of the soldiers martyred in the Nagorno-Karabakh war with Armenia. A flight of steps from Martyr's Lane brought us to Martyr's Towers. This is Highland Park, the highest point in Baku. And that's Martyr's Flame inside Martyr's Tower. Heat of the flame can be felt from far away. If you have problem climbing up steps, this area is also accessible by a funicular. Let me give you a panoramic view of this place, then I will explain more in detail.
is the beautiful Caspian Sea. As you know, Caspian Sea is below the sea level. It is a memorial. That's a TV tower. In front of you is the Baku's Ferries Wheel. This is Denny's Mall and that one is Crescent Mall. This is a shipyard and further on my right you can see one of the world's tallest flagpoles. This place is a bit windy and just fabulous, giving you a panoramic view of the city of Baku and with all important architectural landmarks in front of you. You know that Baku is 28 meters below sea level as Caspian Sea is below sea level. We are back on the main road going to stop over for lunch. Please note how Azerbaijanis use these cute scooties for commuting on the main road. We are stopping by this restaurant called Premier Palace for lunch. Interiors looked quite swanky. And that's my food, totally Indian dishes. Post lunch, we are now headed to Old City, also known as Ichari Shahar. We are outside one of the gates of the old town. So the old town dates back to the 12th century. In 2000, the old town of Baku with the palace of the Shirvanshahs and the Maiden Tower became the first location in Azerbaijan classified as World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. Just before the entrance, you would come across this Aliyev Wahid monument. Aliyev Wahid was a famous poet and ghazal singer. This 3-meter tall statue was crafted by 3 sculptors in bronze in 1990. If you look carefully, you will see human figurines carved out on the statue. These are not from literary works of the poet. These are actually figures which symbolizes the cyclical nature of life. Close to the gate from where we entered is a miniature Kitab Museum. This has entered the Guinness Book of Records as the largest collection of miniature books in the world. Now let's enter the museum. The world's 3 smallest books with a size of 2 mm by 2 mm each that can be read only by the use of magnifying glass can be found here. The museum houses 8,000 printed publications from 76 different countries. The oldest book is an 18th century miniature copy of the Quran which was published in Saudi Arabia in 1672. Look for flags of various countries to find out books from those countries. My eyes were looking for miniature books from India and there I found it. There is not 1 copy but 2 copies of Hanuman Chalisa from the Indian section. This is the world's largest miniature book museum and there is absolutely no entrance fee. Let's continue our journey of exploring Ichari Shahar further. Back in the day, Baku was divided into 2 sections, Ichari Shahar and Bahir Shahar. Ichari Shahar was the core part. Those who lived in Ichari Shahar were considered natives of Baku. They were in close proximity to the bazaar, craftsman workshop and mosque. With the arrival of the Russians, the traditional Oriental architectural look of Baku changed. Many European buildings were constructed during the 19th and the early 20th century. Walking through the narrow alleys of Içerişehir was like walking through an open-air museum. You will see lion statues carved out in some parts of Içerişehir. It was believed that lion is to guard the Içerişehir. You think this is? This is actually an art gallery. This is a pomegranate tree known as nar in Azerbaijan. To know more about the significance of nar in Azerbaijan, please click on the link above. We walk past several historical monuments and these colorful crafts on display. Traditional woolen hats that you see everywhere are known as papakas. They are worn by Azerbaijani men, symbolizing honor and dignity. Those are mannequins, by the way. These are the traditional carpets of Azerbaijan. They are very rich in texture and are all handmade. In Azerbaijan, carpet is used not only on the floor but as a decorative item on sofas, chairs, and even as wall hanging. Even there is a museum dedicated to carpet in Baku. We next crossed a caravanserai, which is an inn, but it was closed for maintenance. We crossed many restaurants and shops selling traditional handicrafts. We stopped by at a place called Bakal, which means immortal, to pick up a few handicrafts. This is Maiden Tower, also known as Giz Galesi. This is one of the most iconic landmarks of Baku. There are several theories about the origin and significance of this tower. One such theory is that it was a customs station for ships coming from the Black Sea. The entrance to Maiden Tower is 15 manat, which is around 750 rupees. I was part of the group which did not have the entrance to Maiden Tower, but if you have time, do enter the tower to get a panoramic view of old city from the top of the tower. Close to the Maiden Tower is the Bazaar Square. This site was excavated in recent times and have many artifacts on display. Look at the colorful pots there and look carefully at the cannons on the walls. Our tour of the old city was a wonderful trip down medieval history and a lesson in Oriental architecture. Now we are off to the bustling Nizami street. We are at Nizami Street. This is a large pedestrian and shopping street in downtown Baku. It is named after renowned Persian poet Nizami Ganjavi. I'll show you his statue on the other side of Nizami Street a little later. Nizami Street is famous for its restaurants ranging from Asian to European cuisine. Several perfume shops abound this area. Nizami Street is home to various outlets from bank to fashion stores, and it ranks among one of the most expensive streets globally. Nima. I am visiting Nizami Street in the evening. You must visit it at the night when street transforms itself into a far more scintillating space with large chandeliers from above, casting a warm glow over the surroundings. On the other side of this KFC Pizza Hut outlet is the National Museum of Azerbaijan Literature. The blue majolica tiles against the white exterior of the building make it an captivating architecture. 6 statues here represent the pillars of Azerbaijani literature. If you are somebody who is interested in Azerbaijani literature, you must visit this museum. I did not have time to visit this museum. This museum is named after literary genius Nizami Ganjavi. He is the one who has made Laila Majnu world famous. I was so thrilled to see his statue finally. We left the lively Nizami street and stopped by to have dinner. This is how Baku looks at night, scintillating as ever. Post our Indian dinner, we are going back to our bus. Let's give you a closer look at Crescent Mall. The mall is designed by DSA architects, and that's me at the end of a long and tiring day. And that's the end of episode 1 of my Azerbaijan series. Do write to me in the comment section if you have any query related to this episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And do watch out for the next episode.